Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Today, I want to dive into a bit of a thread of energy that seems to keep coming up in my recent reading videos. This is going to be for a very specific divine feminine. So if this video finds you, I feel that that is a message in and of itself. And the number one message that I want to deliver at the beginning of this video is to trust yourself. Because what I'm feeling very strongly is that there is some kind of person or thing who is wanting to connect with you or wanting more out of you, whether it's more time, more energy, more communication, more commitment. And I feel that you are internally feeling very conflicted because on the surface, I'm getting something about this person or situation checks all of the boxes, or it seems to be very right on a surface level. And yet the feeling that I kept getting energetically was this slight uneasiness or uncertainty, this feeling of just wanting to kind of pull back or almost like run away. And you may be wondering where this is coming from within you. Like, am I just being avoidant by wanting to run away or wanting to pull back my time and communication from this person? Because on the surface, everything looks right. And what I'm getting strongly is to listen to those internal feelings, because this isn't just avoidance. This is your intuition picking up on a very subtle but real and impactful energetic dynamic taking place between you and this person beneath the surface that is actually affecting you in very real ways, and it's something to be aware of. So I'm going to be channeling more deeply into this, but to start, what I was getting for whoever this message is for is that something about the way this person interacts with you almost feels like the sensation of being talked over. Like when you are trying to say something and someone is talking over you. That's kind of the feeling that I was getting from this energy. It's the best way I can describe it. Now, that might be something that literally happens with this person, but it also could just be more symbolic, like more of a metaphor for how you feel in their presence. Like maybe you feel like they're trying to almost drown out your energy, or they are maybe like rushing in to jump to conclusions without hearing you fully. And that feeling of like slight frustration that you get when someone is consistently talking over you. That's that frustration feeling I get around this person. It's not like anything is really wrong on the surface, but there's this subtle sense of being overwritten that feels undeniable beneath the surface. And your intuition is very correct for picking up on that. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person is bad or malicious or anything like that, but it does mean that this feeling of being overwritten is something to be aware of, because it speaks to an energy dynamic taking place between the two of you. I'm getting very heavy masculine energy from this person. That doesn't mean it has to be a romantic situation, because this could be a boss, this could be a coworker. And of course, the labels masculine and feminine are just meant to describe energy dynamics, not necessarily specific genders. And we all have a balance of both of these energies internally. But what I'm getting is that they have more of a masculine energy, but in a very extreme sense, in the sense that they are so focused on what they can see, what they can perceive, what's logical, what's practical, that they really are not open at all to their more internal feminine side, to seeing the world from a more spiritual perspective, or seeing things through almost like a more open-minded lens. And so I feel like this person has this tendency to want to like narrow you in a way. And I've been bringing this up in recent readings because it's been a recurring theme for some of our collective. Let me know in the comments if this resonates for you. And to really affirm and reclaim your space and your energy, type in the comments, I reclaim my space, or I reclaim my energy, because I feel such a fire just from speaking that aloud. I feel that if you type that in the comments section, it will help you to lock in that energy for yourself, because that is exactly what I feel is necessary to do when it comes to this masculine. You are being required by your guides, or being asked to reclaim your space, your voice, your energy. That's not to say that this person can't still connect with you. I'm picking up on like a strong smell of like the smell of someone's shampoo or something. Maybe this masculine has a certain scent that comes from like their shampoo or their body wash or something like that. But anyway, what I'm getting is that, and from that message I heard, like they almost leave an energetic scent that lingers. So even when they're not around, you can sense their energy, almost like being able to smell it in the air or like on you. And okay, getting back to, this may not necessarily mean that you cannot have a connection with this masculine. What it does mean is that that connection needs to rearrange itself around you having fully reclaimed your space, your time, your voice, your energy, yourself. Because the sense I get from this masculine is they almost are creeping up on infringing on some of that space and time. Maybe they're not doing it intentionally, but that still seems to be the effect that they're having, where somehow their voice or their energy or their desires are starting to overpower. This is a reflection of what's going on with their internal masculine and feminine within themselves. So because their internal masculine is so much more dominant, because they do have this strong internal sense of like logic and reason that overpowers their feminine side, which would be more emotional or intuitive, it's like in the physical, that is being physically reflected because they are then overpowering you in some way or trying to overwrite you. I even heard rewriting. So maybe you feel like sometimes when you tell this person a story or you tell them about your past, they seem to rewrite that story in their mind or like regurgitate it to you or something in some way that is different from how you told the story or how you perceived that event or that thing in your life. And the sense I keep getting is that they aren't even really doing this intentionally, because I don't sense a negative presence about this masculine. That seems to be part of what makes it so complicating for you, Divine Feminine, because it would be easier if you sensed that they were being overtly manipulative or they have negative intentions. But what I'm getting is it's very subtle. They don't necessarily have a negative vibe. And in fact, in many ways, I'm getting on the surface, they actually seem to either do a lot for you, take action towards you, express a lot of care towards you. For some reason, I was seeing like ramen noodles in my mind's eye. I don't know if that's significant to someone or some kind of soup. But anyway, I'm getting they do a lot for you. Maybe they cook for you or they take action towards you or they do nice material things for you. They express love and care to you. But beneath the surface, there is this tendency that they have to overwrite you in some way. And that does seem to be somehow wearing on your energy. And when I say it's wearing on you, I feel like it is having this almost slow, gradual, but real erosion effect within you, almost like a stream very slowly eroding into a canyon. It's like something about them is eroding you. Now, what I keep picking up is that doesn't have to be the case in this connection. And in fact, what you can do is you can actually choose to reclaim your space, to reassert yourself, to set up stronger boundaries. And I always say the strongest boundary is your own energy, intention, and frequency, that when you really decide what you want, the vision you are desiring to manifest, the actions you are going to take for yourself, you create this framework that everything else has to fall in line around, including this person and your connection to them. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to reclaim your own space, voice, and energy by deciding how you want to show up, the things that are important for you to be doing every day, because I almost feel like this person would just want more and more of your time and your energy. And I mean, it makes sense because your energy is very addictive to them. Now, this sends us down a whole different rabbit hole that I want to get into. But first, I want to help you to reassert your space when it comes to this person energetically. And I've created multiple subliminals that can help you do that. These are subliminal meditations that will help you to clear your energy when it comes to this person, ground yourself, and really reassert your space, your truth, and your voice when it comes to this situation. So the first subliminal I recommend is called Empowered Empath, because you are very empathic, you're very intuitive. So this will help you to actually transmute that energetic sensitivity, that empathy into gold, into value for yourself, into motivation, into taking action towards your own goals and dreams and seeing results from that while setting strong boundaries with others. The second subliminal I would really recommend is 7 chakra energy clearing. This is one I've created that literally works with all 7 of your energy centers to clear out any blockages or limiting beliefs. And in this case, any negative energies or vibrations that you may be picking up, even if this person is causing you to pick that up inadvertently, even if they're not doing it intentionally, this will still really help to clear your energy. You can even play this aloud in your living space to help you clear your space. It's like audio sage for your space. The third one I would recommend is magnetic feminine energy, because this is really the kicker. It will put you back in your magnetic feminine headspace and allow you to access that creative flow space where you're creating beautiful, powerful things for yourself, taking strides towards your own goals and dreams, manifesting your dream life effortlessly. So these 3 subliminals combined together would be so powerful. And you can even create a playlist with them in my subliminals app, Sound and Soulful, which, as you can see on the screen, within this app, I have over 150 subliminals for love, relationships, appearance, money, business, and so many other things as well. Subliminals are such a powerful way to shift your frequency and become magnetic for the things you desire, because they work with the subconscious mind instead of just the conscious mind, like most manifestation techniques. So I've personally seen huge results using subliminals consistently in my own life. So I am so passionate about sharing all of them with you. So the link to get the app and get started for free with a 7-day free trial account is in the pinned comment below. Okay, so let's talk about this person and what is going to happen as you reassert yourself. But first, I also want to get into what we mentioned before, which is why you are experiencing this with them, because they don't necessarily have negative intentions. But what I'm getting is it has to do with what they are lacking regarding their internal feminine. Like I said, this is someone who carries a very strong masculine presence and energy, but almost to the extreme. The positive side of this is they are so action oriented that you will find that this will be a person that wants to take a lot of action towards you. So they want to do things for you. They want to give to you. I'm seeing someone like driving someone places, like maybe they drive you places, or they have a lot of energy in the physical realm to take a lot of action towards you. And I'm actually hearing that potentially, if this is handled the correct way, and if this is something you desire, this could even be someone that you actually could have a beautiful connection with. I'm hearing it could be a match, because while they have an extreme masculine energy, I'm hearing that while you've worked to balance your internal masculine and feminine, your natural energy state, almost like often your most productive energy state is like extremely feminine, meaning you seem to have this high level of expertise when you are operating in the spiritual realm, in the 5D, when you are in this very inspired flow state and like your soft feminine energy. The thing is, as you've been independent and on your own, you've had to step more into your masculine, because you've had to create that structure and security for yourself to balance your feminine so that you can survive and thrive in this physical world. But what I'm getting is that a benefit in a connection like this is that when you connect with someone who may be more in their masculine, they can actually assist in providing more of a container for your feminine energy in the physical world, so that even though you always know you can support yourself with your own internal masculine, this would allow you to veer more, at least for periods of time, into that feminine essence and energy, to go deeper into like your spiritual channelings, your spiritual work, your creative side, your soft feminine essence, to go deeper into that side of yourself than you may be able to all the time when you're alone, because when you're alone, you have to constantly play both parts for yourself, like being both the feminine and masculine for yourself. So what I'm getting is this person's presence in your life, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a romantic person, could actually be very beneficial in some ways, because they seem to provide that very strong container for you and they want to take a lot of action towards you. But in order for this to work, or if you desire this to work, it's very important as well that you really reassert your own voice, your own space, your own energy, and don't allow this person to infringe upon those things, even though they may not necessarily be able to understand those sides of you, it's very important that they respect those sides of you. So, for example, maybe you have certain boundaries around times that you are creating, or times you are channeling, times you are focusing more on the cosmos or the 5D or the spiritual realms, whatever that looks like for you, or just times of silence where you're disconnected from this person. I feel like this is someone who's giving me very like golden retriever energy, where they constantly would want to talk to you or be around you. And again, that can be a beautiful thing and isn't necessarily negative. But it's still important that you don't allow that to become this form of infringing on times and spaces that are actually really sacred for you, and that may even require a level of solitude in order for them to remain sacred for you. So I'm going to pull a few final messages on this situation before we close this reading. If this has been resonating, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you get notified every time I post a channeling that may be relevant to your current life experiences. Right here, I have the broken heart card reversed. Yeah, so I feel like something about this masculine's presence is actually healing to your heart, because this is someone who is taking so much action to you, who is showing up for you in ways that you may have never been fully showed up for in the past. With walking away reversed, I also just feel such a strong presence from this masculine. But again, it's almost like it can be overpowering or over dominating if you don't allow yourself to be the one to set the frequency. I'm hearing the feminine should be the leader in setting the tone or setting the frequency. And it's very important that you set the tone or you set the frequency. You decide how you want to show up here, and you allow this connection in this person to rearrange and realign around all of that. We have so many reversal cards here. Can I get any more information on this? Why are there all these reversal cards at the very end of this reading? Okay, so this is so interesting. I feel like I'm speaking to a divine feminine here who like is going through this powerful heart healing, but then it's like we have the throat chakra, the solar plexus, goddess of the moon, the temple path, the sacral chakra, all in the reverse position. So it's almost like maybe you've been feeling really unbalanced or really out of sorts, even though you felt that your heart is healing through this connection or through all of the action that this masculine is showing towards you. You also feel this need with the woman holding a heart to like reclaim your heart in some way, because you feel like something about this has been like eroding you or wearing on you. For some of you, it may actually be positive to take a little break or some time away if you can, whether it's like doing some kind of trip for yourself or like a road trip, or just mentally and emotionally taking a little bit of like a vacation or break in your mind and your energy from this person, to allow yourself to reconnect with your core. And I'm hearing to then see how you feel about this person and situation when you're back in your core energy. So after you go on this trip, whether it's like, maybe it's literal for some of you, maybe you had a literal travel opportunity. For others of you, this could be mental, this could be emotional, just you pulling back a bit from this person. I'm hearing even if it's just for like 2 or 3 days, giving it a little more space and seeing how you feel from like that clearer perspective, because you might find that there are many aspects about this that you love connecting with that you genuinely miss during that period of time that you want to stay connected with. Or you may find that there were aspects of this that may have been eroding you or disconnecting you from your inner self more than you realize, that you may want to actually reconsider or set boundaries with. I feel like I'm speaking to a very specific divine feminine who's been either in some kind of period of time of literal celibacy, or a time where you've been more independent or not dating or participating as much romantically. Maybe you've had even like less romantic interest during this time, or maybe that's something that like you've been called to, or like you've been considering, or something like that, because it's like where your heart has been pulling you or leading you. I feel like that's very, very specific to a certain group of people. So of course, don't take that if it doesn't resonate for you. But if that is connecting, I actually am going to do another video after this one that will be posted 8 hours after this video. So if you'd like to know more on a divine feminine who's felt called to like engaging less with romantic situations or like a more independent path, then be sure to subscribe so you can check out that video when it posts, which again should be like 8 hours from now. But I feel like this is a complete thought. So I'm going to close this video here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Leave me a comment if anything connected for you personally. And of course, if you'd like to utilize these subliminals I mentioned earlier to shift your frequency, magnetize yourself for your desires, and positively transform your life, the link to get my Sound and Soulful Subliminals app and try it free for 7 days is in the pinned comment underneath this video. Otherwise, I'm sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.